So, welcome to the video. What we're hoping from this video itself is to take you on a journey from this point to this point. We've got 4 Ryzen chips on test, and what we're looking to do is see a gradual improvement from the 1400 up to the 1600X. So it's got to go do, 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 do. So this is what we found out as we went through the process. So
hello, I'm an Intel i5 7500 CPU.
Yo bruv, I'm the Ryzen 1400 from AMD.
I am a 7th generation Kaby Lake processor with a base frequency of 3.4 GHz and a turbo speed of 3.6 GHz.
Yeah, well bruv, I'm the new kid on the block. I got a 3.2 stock speed and a 3.4 turbo. Blah!
What say we pit our wits in a Tomb Raider benchmark off?
Is that sort of like a rap battle with tech and that, bruv? Anyway, you're gonna get murked. Okay, so we're gonna set these at both exactly the same. Obviously, I'm Ryzen 1400 and he's... Where are you? Come on.
i5 7500.
There we go.
We've established this.
You need to voice yourself. Just keep
You're not doing
yourself.
voice anymore.
What? Voice yourself, just as in, like, I am this.
Why aren't you doing it?
I've just done it. I said I'm the Ryzen 1400.
Yeah, but just
and then
a normal voice.
Pitied you. What's... Anyway, 3, 2, 1, go. Right, so we're going to go through these. Basically, go straight to the Ryzen, because this is the new kid on the block, like I said at the start. So mounting peak, it's got a average 59.83 FPS, so that's 59.9, you're getting up to 60 FPS territory. Same with the Intel, that's pretty much spot on 60, go on.
Got a lot more variation on the FPS there on the Ryzen, which is interesting.
Yeah.
It's minimum 37 and max 99.75. Whereas the Intel's a lot more stable in the mid-range. So.
It does seem like you say, that's more stable. This is basically more unstable, yeah.
It's a bit of a wide boy.
See, this never really peaks below 30 FPS. 30 FPS is pretty much the standard refresh rate that everything goes for, like the lowest baseline, shall we say, just for smooth quality. So obviously, with this one here, when it goes through Syria, it does have an average 60 FPS, but it does drop dramatically to 15 FPS, which is half the minimum that people go for, really. Obviously, if Paul goes through this now, you can see.
Well, minimums never drop below 40, so you know the Intel's just that bit more efficient and deals with it a little bit better, I suppose.
Just a completely different architecture and how they actually take on how it goes. So that was Tomb Raider. So on Cinebench itself, it actually shows on screen the rendering process of Cinema 4D, so it will go through block by block as it renders like Photoshop-like documents, well, 4D documents, shall I say. So obviously this is Cinebench R15. You can see on the screen when we press go at the same time, you'll see it go around, and obviously we can see which one is superior. So CPU at the top, just press run and 3, 2, 1, go!
So that's the additional cores of the Ryzen chip.
It is, yeah.
Showing the ARM there.
Obviously the Intel has a better utilization between itself and the GPU and component base, and all together it works, you know, in link with each other. Whereas the Ryzen chip itself can step forth and take the responsibility on itself, so it doesn't actually demand on any of the products or rely on them, shall we say. So this is just jump straight forward, like I say, it's the 1400 and it's flying through the CPU based thing.
Right, so the Ryzen there, obviously you saw it finish first, for the reasons Dale was mentioning, and it's coming there above the i7 3770. So, interesting. Okay, so next test, 3D Mark Time Spy. Shall we?
We shall. 3, 2, 1, go!
Okay, so Intel i5 has completed Time Spy benchmark.
Sorry, I was mocking you.
And, what?
I was mocking you, carry on.
Okay, and a score of 3,769.
Ooh.
Oh.
Right, so on to the next chip. I've upgraded myself, you know, or upgrade yourself if you're not doing the best you can do. But we've got to show this Intel chip. Who the boss?
So we're staying with the i5 7500, and we've changed this board over here to accommodate
a 1500X, which has a base frequency of 3.5 and a turbo of 3.7. Bosh, mate.
It's a very small increment there, isn't it, between the base and the turbo? So
Don't ever do that to me ever again.
So that's interesting, isn't it? I mean,
this brings back horrible memories.
Okay, I won't do that again. But nevertheless, it is a small increment between the base and the turbo frequency, which I find noteworthy.
Noteworthy. Okay,
Anyway.
what are we doing?
Tomb Raider.
Right, you just go through now as fast as you can.
Start benchmark.
Go.
Well, you clicked first again.
No, I didn't. You did
did.
that. That was definitely you.
What's this thing?
I don't know.
Is it squishy?
It's like a stress
Let's have a go.
triangle.
Please, let me poke it. It's quite firm.
Yeah, it's not a squish. It's like, I don't know, it looks like a cheese, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Just gonna put some holes in it. Mate, what? What? How'd you get a dead 60 this time? You've done very well.
Again, there's not a lot in it. There's a lot more variance between minimum and maximum frames per second on the Ryzen. Obviously, the Intel again is quite stable.
It's quite cheap, isn't it?
But there's not a lot in it. I mean, it's pretty good.
Right, so on 3, 2, go. Sorry. Merked.
Pretty much.
Merked, you mate. Oh, same as the other one. Oh, just beat the 1400.
By 120 odd points.
Yeah, 121. 121 points.
And yeah, obviously I've got exactly identical score there, so there we go.
Identical score. Very good.
So the 1400 and the 1500X have done very well there.
Mm-hmm.
So 3D mark.
3D mark it is. Let's do it. Are you ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go. Oh, that was evenly matched. That was.
Pretty much. So obviously we know the results for the Intel, but we're just going to run it side by side again anyway, so we can do a visual comparison.
It's not even. That's finished before this benchmark.
Okay. So same result on the Intel, obviously.
How's that even possible? It's not even possible.
It's less than that. That's more. So it's more on the graphics. It's less on the CPU, which is weird. And just about higher score. Interesting.
So I've changed it over to the 1600, not the 1600X yet, but we're still going to dominate you in this one. I've got a good feeling about this one. What order are we going to do the benchmarks in, Paulie?
Let's do Cinebench first.
Cinebench, CPU-based Cinebench. Here we go. Finished. Come on, mate.
Well, there you go. I mean, look what we're up against there. It's just below a Xeon.
It is just below a
and
Xeon.
It's above a 3930K. So there you go. Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider, let's go. Mate, it's only a little bit slower though. No.
That's interesting though, isn't it? Because this is now going to surpass it on benchmarks, but yet loading times are slower. So again, that kind of vouches for Intel's efficiency.
I'm using the same cooler as well.
Which is
The Wraith Stealth.
the what?
Wraith Stealth?
Okay.
Is it?
No, I don't know. You tell me.
Is it the Wraith Stealth?
It's the Wraith. No, it's the Wraith Spire.
The Wraith Spire?
Yep. The Stealth is the 1400 cooler. Okay, there you go. Intel finishes first, but a bit less variance is there on FPS.
It's actually
It's within closer parameters.
30 to 80. It's not the best in the world, is it? You're still 48, 7. I prefer.
But overall score is equal, so
I'm still preferring Intel as of this point. And you've got to jump so much further.
I think the loading times for me is, like you were saying, that makes a hell of a difference in practical terms when you sat there, So yeah, on to the oh so fascinating 3D Mark Time Spy.
I'm just trying to beat you because I know you'll overtake
Are
me.
you actually running?
Yeah, you've got a minute to catch up with me now. Right, I've started about 30 seconds before now. Let's see if this evens it out. What do you think?
I think it will. I hate this benchmark.
I really like it. Imagine if you had that time glass. You could look at yourself in the mirror and touch your hair again. Whoa, nailed you.
Okay, so last but not least, the Ryzen 5 1600X pits its wits against the i5 7500.
There's a lot of I's and 5s and stuff in
Ryzen 5, i5.
Yeah, there's a lot of...
I.
Rob. 2 ready, go!
Okay, Intel's done.
62, 62, 62, 62, 62, 62. Worse than the 1600.
Time spy, yeah?
We haven't done Cinebench.
We'll do that last because that's fun. We will do this bang on the same time, okay?
Yep, okay.
No.
Right, hold on. Where's Cinebench? No. Oh, it's there. Mate, you have to get ahead. You have to put yourself ahead in these sort of situations.
Well, you're not ahead.
I am.
You're not.
I am.
You're not.
I think this whole video's being favoured to Intel, and it's not even like the proof isn't in the pudding, is it? The proof's that this isn't even a top end.
Look, we've proved.
But this isn't even a top end Intel chip.
No.
What does that prove? This is the 1600 top end chip. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
And that's only a quad core. This is 6 core 12 thread.
Yep.
What I don't understand. Why would you want to? There's probably a price point for this. There's probably something that goes in. They're trying to stand out in desktops and stray away from consoles now. This is what they've been doing. But
I don't know the pricing yet. In fact, no. These two will probably be similar price. I would have thought.
And if so, it's
1400 is probably going to be about 100 quid cheaper than i5. I don't know the pricing. So
the thing with Intel is though, I've always thought future proofing. That's what you do. You future proof with Intel. With AMD, it's just get for what you.
Yeah. Quick, cheap thrills.
Yeah. It's disappointing. It's disappointing me because the Fury card. Oh my god, it was going to smash everything. Smash Titans. Crap.
Yeah.
Fury X. The difference between a Fury and a Fury X was software. Use software to unlock the extra clock speed. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, exactly what you mean.
And
so, how about
dropped? What?
How about Ryzen 7 though?
Well,
Is there a place for that?
I don't believe so. No, I don't believe it's. Even if there was a place for Ryzen 7, they didn't need Ryzen 5. I know they're trying to get a better price point for lower end because a lot more people buy them. These will fly off the shelf in comparison. They will because they're more affordable and they can do what they're doing.
Yeah.
But the thing is, AMD are trying their absolute best to step away from consoles.
I think they should have concentrated more on an APU chip again.
That's what they're good at, isn't it? That's what AMD do. APU. Yeah, I think they should have. I think to compete means you have to do something completely different. Yeah, diversify and do something completely, just so much better.
Yeah.
But what they're trying to do is match.
Yeah,
and it's just not working because they're always one step behind.
Yeah.
I feel sorry.
Interesting, but how about how this is being pitched? Obviously, at content creators as well, not just gamers. So, I mean,
wait for rendering. Yeah, rendering. It's.
But is it though against the efficiency of Intel?
I don't know because it depends on the GPU you get as well. Because if you get a significant GPU, which a lot of people are going to spend a high-end i5 or an high-end Ryzen 5,
you're going to be getting 200 quid plus GPU,
which would sort out GPU rendering in videos, content creators, so on, live streaming. This would be better for live streaming purely because it runs at a faster speed.
Yeah.
What you've got to try and do is you've got to try and get the bit rate to buffer at the fastest rate you can to upload and to counter with all the rest of your parts to get the best frequency.
Yeah. Right, so the usual score within a couple of integers. Yeah, it's as you'd expect. But Ryzen's way behind. but we'll probably give a similar score, which just is
It'd be over 4,000, I think. What do you think?
On this?
It's got to. It's got to
I
show something.
don't think it will. I think 3.9 tops.
It's got to do something for my confidence. It's got to do something. It's got to help me.
Here we go.
So 3.9. Close. It's me. It's good, but it's terrible.
It's good. Screenshot. It took 30 seconds longer. So.
Well, you ready?
Yeah.
What? Didn't start before me. Well, that's finished.
Okay, so that's
1100.
But I thought the 1600 beat the Xeon.
No, it was just below.
Okay.
I think this has replaced the 1600.
Yeah, it has, hasn't it?
Why is it done?
Okay, so there you go. To summarise, well, how do we sum it up? It's not what we expected at all. The variance in the performance of all the Ryzen chips was quite baffling, to be honest.
I was meant to be the Ryzen gangster and everything.
And the life just got sucked out.
I did. I'm depressed.
Let's go and have a drink, eh?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, so we thought we'd just record this little epilogue just to explain a couple of things. Obviously, at the start of the video, what we expected to see was that the 4 Ryzen chips would gradually surpass the Intel in all the benchmarks. Now, while the Ryzen did beat Intel 8-4 across the 12 benchmarks, what we found was a little bit disappointing. There was no actual increase to the extent that we wanted to see against the i5, and loading times were a real concern as well. So what we just want to point out though is that obviously Ryzen is in its infancy. We're on first generation boards, first generation BIOS. That may be tweaked going forward, and it may show some quite dramatic improvements. So we're going to come back to Ryzen 5 in a future video, but for this one, thanks for watching.